Joining us now is Mike Day. Hello, and how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Y- You're welcome. We spoke, I guess, a few weeks ago, and we were just chatting about like your beginnings and where you started. And I think it was in the land that started with a P. Where did you grow up,
Yeah, I grew up in outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, out in the country, about 45 minutes south.
and where are you now?
Now I live in Burbank, California, just right in LA.
So growing up and being such a fan of television and films and content, and I know that you then learned about accounting. You became a producer, right? What was it about this industry that just like grabbed at your heartstrings? What was that first like moment or where you said, this is where I belong?
Yeah, I was watching the first DVD I ever had was The Matrix, and they had behind the scenes featurettes, and that's kind of the first time I saw that that's a job that people do. And I was like, I always just loved movies, just growing up on them, like Batman, like the Michael Keaton one. Like I love like had I love for all these movies growing up. And then seeing that, oh, that's a job. I never wanted to be an actor. And then just kind of seeing behind the curtain, I was like, oh, that seems really fun and interesting. And so I just started taking classes. And I mean, that was, back in middle school. And I just known ever since then, that's what I wanted to do.
Now, they sometimes tell us we should never meet our heroes, but is there somebody that you looked up to that you did get eventually, an opportunity to meet in person? And who was that?
Yeah, I was always a big fan of Christopher Nolan, actually, speaking of Batman. And, and I got a chance to work on The Dark Knight Rises right out of college. And, he would do his screen his dailies every night after work. And me and my other friend, the PA, Andrew, were in charge of doing that. And so we got to see him every night and see how he worked with the Wally Pfister, the DP. And yeah, they said, yeah, you always nervous about meeting your heroes, but I mean, nicest guy in the world and just a class act, and just loves filmmaking just so much. And it was just so great to kind of see him in that element and just see that how nice he is to everybody too. And it was really nice and rewarding.
You worked on many projects, right? But now let's bring us current up to date, Mike Day. I'm sure everybody does that to you, don't they? Sorry, I'm just being silly. But tell
No, it's
tell
all
me
good.
about
Let's get old.
tell me about Clawfoot.
Yeah, so Clawfoot is this fun little dark comedic thriller that we did here in LA. And it's just like a little psychological thriller about this trophy stay-at-home wife that all of a sudden gets a knock at the door about someone doing renovations that her husband set up. And the whole thing is kind of, like, wait, what? And she doesn't know anything about it. And eventually, kind of feels pressure to let him in to get to work. And the whole time you're wondering, like, why would she let him in? It's that typical thing in a movie, which I usually hate. But this one, we really set it up in a way that, that's kind of the point of the story is, it's a little, she's not sure, we're not sure as the audience, but then the layers start to peel off and you start to see there's a lot more behind the surface. Like she's hiding stuff, he's hiding stuff. There's a connection between the two. And it's a fun little cat and mouse thriller. Halfway through the whole movie just kind of breaks and turns into a
Wow.
whole new type of genre and a thriller. And it's just a lot of fun. It's really dark and comedic, fun music. I don't know. It has it's a
Wait,
mix of
wait.
genres,
So
but it
instead
really
of, I was
plays
going to
really
say,
nice
what
together.
did you say? Remind you of Jaws? Is that what you said? No, 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 no. But
Oh
instead of
no,
like the
no,
fish,
I don't know.
oh, but it's like I thought you said it reminds you of Jaws. I was like, what? Like, no, 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 like I'm sure you
Oh
could do a better impression
no,
of that. So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but it's got the music. It's got creepy, cool things happening, right? That makes you. It's suspense.
Yeah, yeah, it's very suspenseful, and just like the first like 30, 40 minutes, it's just like this like the tension just builds, and then it finally breaks, and then like it just becomes a wild ride. And the acting is so great, the story is a lot of fun, and yeah, it's just so much fun of a movie. We had a blast with it.
What was the chemistry like between some of your like main actors, and who are some of the people that are appearing? I know who they are, but share with our audience. Who you got some really great actors there.
Yeah, so we have Francesca Eastwood, and then we have Milo Gibson. Those are our two leads, and that's daughter of Clint Eastwood, son of Mel Gibson, and the chemistry between them was just amazing. Like on screen, they're so good together. Where Milo plays the contractor, kind of talks down to her, but he also does it in a charming way, and they balance each other really well, and just have really great chemistry on screen. And then we have Olivia Culpo playing the supporting role, who plays Janet's best friend, and her and Francesca just have such great chemistry on screen together too. And she actually steals all the scenes. And even Francesca's like, oh, holy cow, this Olivia Pope, she's so great to work with. And you would just think they're just best friends. And it's just so fun to see them together. And they had a
That
blast on camera too.
that's
And that's the
that's
thing, it really
wonderful.
shows. I think you can see the chemistry. Yeah.
And from the audience at home's perspective, right? When the magic is right, it's so seamless, right? But there's hundreds of
Yeah.
people that are working day in and day out to get it exactly frame by frame correct, right? The crew,
Right.
all the way down to craft services, right? Because if they don't have good snacks, then I don't know. It's all
And they're
about
grumpy.
they're grumpy. It's all about keeping the crew and all the actors happy. And what was your title in this time? Were you directing this time?
Yeah, so I was
Producing?
producing and directing. I was wearing
Wow.
2 hats. Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Did you just absolutely love it?
Yeah, I mean, I was pinching myself every day, like, dream come true, like, I'm producing, directing, I'm working with my best friends, my wife was on the project too, she was producing with me, and it was just a family affair, it felt like, and it was such a small crew because we were so low budget, independent, and, like, even the cast, we had minimum cast as well, and we all just gelled so great together, and it just felt like we were at camp every day, and, half the time we're like, "Oh, wait, we have to get back to work, guys," like, we were just having too much fun most days.
Well, I thank you for stopping by today. I look forward to knowing you, and just a little shout out to the people at Yale because they're the ones that like matched us, which is cool. Always happy
Yeah.
to know you and work with you in the future. So thank you so much for coming by today, and all my best to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, I really appreciate it. Have a good
You're
one.
welcome.